Is this 17-year-old already the best player in the world? So the time of Messi and Ronaldo is now gone, and we're now looking for the new king of football and who we can name as the best in the world. Now, yes, some will say Vinny, he got robbed, should have won it. Some will say Rodri, some will say Erling Haaland, and some may even still say Kylian Mbappe. But what Lamine Yamal is doing already at this age is absolutely insane. And frankly, I think it's even unheard of. From nutmegging and embarrassing some of the world's best defenders to being pivotal in changing games for Barcelona and Spain, this kid is changing all the rules. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about how another teenage sensation from La Masia is changing the game and could potentially be the winner of this year's Ballon d'Or. So, who is Lamine Yamal? Lamine Yamal Nazruri Ebana, I hope I've said his name correctly, born in July 2007. Yes, you heard that right, 2007. I feel so old even saying that. It's crazy. Came through the ranks at La Masia, again, a world-renowned academy from Barcelona who's produced the likes of Iniesta, Xavi, Fabregas, Messi, and many others. By the age of 15, he was already training consistently with the first team. And by the age of 16, he was one of the first names on that team sheet for Barcelona. Now, Barcelona fans have been buzzing, hyping around Lamine Yamal's name for quite some time now. And you know what? It's with good reason. Now, in the past, you may have been fooled with Barcelona's very good young talent such as Bojan, Ansu Fati, Christian Teo. But Lamine Yamal is serious. He's quick, he's skillful, he's unpredictable, and surprisingly mature for his age. Like, honestly, he's given defenders nightmares at the tender age of 17. Hey, now don't just take my word for it. Go and ask DeMarco what happened the first leg of Inter Milan versus Barcelona in the Champions League semi-final. He absolutely disgraced him. Not even just him, but the defenders in El Clasico, Adrien Rabiot, the whole French national team. He has been on a crazy run, and his dribbles, absolutely mesmerizing. Now, with young players who tend to burst onto the scene, they have all of this great talent, but the output is still not there. They're still kind of missing that end product. Lamine Yamal has the end product. This 24-25 season, Lamine Yamal is putting up numbers that don't even make sense for his age. Now, I'm not even just going to say for his age, because any other winger that's putting up these numbers, you're putting them in top 10 categories. You're putting them in the world beater category as well. Lamine Yamal has 17 goals and 25 assists across all competitions this season. Now, not only that, he has one of the highest dribble success rates in the whole of La Liga. He has the most assists for a player under the age of 20 in the top 5 European leagues. And not only that, he is the youngest player to ever make an assist in both the El Clasico and the Champions League knockout stages in the same season. All of this for a 17-year-old is insane. At the age of 17, where most teenagers are learning how to parallel park, Lamine Yamal is breaking down the fences in the Champions League consistently, breaking down the fences in La Liga consistently, and doing it for his nation, delivering for Spain in the Euros. Like, even me, like, what the hell was I even doing at 17?
Is this your phone?
Yeah, that's my phone.
So, have you been cheating on me?
Yeah.
But how could you?
Apologise.
Apologise for what?
Catching me cheating. Yeah.
How could you do this?
Yeah, let's probably leave that in the past. But if we put the stats to the side for just one moment and we think about the eye test. Now, this is something that's very important. When we talk about the eye test in football, this means we're neglecting all the stats, we're neglecting the goals and the assists and XG and XA and all of that crap. With the eye test, we're seeing, is this player actually a real jugador? You know what I mean? Are they a player that is actually as good or even better than people say they are? That's what the eye test comprises of. And when it comes to the eye test, he passes with flying colours. Like, some of the stuff that Lamine Yamal is doing, you can tell he didn't just learn this from training or straight from the academy. This is pure flair. This is brilliance. This is something that you cannot teach. Like, honestly, there's no way you can watch Lamine Yamal play and not smile or not be like, wow, how has he just done that? Or just, you know, hold your head in embarrassment for the defender. Like, some of these defenders are literally twice his age. He has a silky first touch. He absolutely glides past all of his defenders. And, like, most importantly, he does it with a smile on his face. He makes it look fun. And that is what football is at the end of the day. Football is a fun sport and it's an entertaining sport. With the way he plays, there's a bit of Messi about his dribbling, how he always makes it out. There's a bit of Neymar in there in terms of some of the trickery and pure genius on the ball. But ultimately, it's a whole lot of Yamal. Like, honestly, I don't think there's any hating on this kid at all. Some of the defenders and some of the fans even, when he scores, are silent. And it's not because they're angry or they're disappointed. They're just in awe. Now, one thing that separates good players from great players is the fact that they can actually turn up on the big stages. They can deliver for one of their country or their club or, you know, in some cases for both when they need it. When it comes to these great tournaments, when it comes to the knockout stages, and when it comes to the clutch moments trying to deliver that league title. Not Yamal. The bigger the stage, the brighter Yamal shines. When it comes to the El Clasico, he's one of the first names on the team. In fact, when it comes to the league, he's one of the first names on the team sheet. In the Champions League, he's decisive. His dribbling and precision when it comes to his shooting has been clinical for Barcelona. Mind you, they didn't make it through to the final this year, but that's nothing to do with Yamal's performances. He's already scoring and assisting in key games. Just take a look at the derby against Espanyol. He was the one who opened the scoring with an absolute cracker of a finish, putting it in the top left corner. Oh, and I even forgot to mention, the guy's a starter for Spain. A nailed-on starter at 17 years of age. Last summer, when Spain won the Euros, he was absolutely key for that team. Like, honestly, I don't think there was a game where he didn't have an impact, whether he got an assist or a pre-assist. And against France in the knockout stages, scoring an absolute worldie. Lamine Yamal is no longer a wonder kid. This is a world-class player who just so happens to be 17. All right, so let's put this into perspective a little bit. Lamine Yamal isn't just the best of everyone in his age. He is leaving everyone in his age group for dust. Like, there are plenty of 17 and even 18-year-olds that are very, very promising. We're talking the likes of Ethan Winery, you've got obviously Miles Lewis-Skelly, you've got Warren Zaire-Emery, you've got Ethan Mbappe, and there's many, many others. Franco Mastantuono for one of those as well. But none of them are starting week in, week out in one of Europe's best leagues, playing in Europe's best competition and for their nation. Now, aside of whether or not they start week in or week out, they're not lighting up the stages the same way Lamine Yamal is. Yamal this season has more goals and assists than the other 17-year-olds combined. If that doesn't say greatness for his age already, I don't know what will. Now, you might be saying,
mids, but these are 17 and 18-year-olds. They're only starting off their career.
okay, so let's take it a step higher and let's compare him to some of the other under-21 footballers in the world. Now, I'm going to include some 22-year-olds just so I can put this into perspective. We're talking about players such as Jamal Musiala, Jude Bellingham, Arda Güler, Alejandro Garnacho even. Lamine Yamal sits not only in the mix of those types of players, but honestly speaking, I think he's ahead. Now, getting stats from FBref, Yamal ranks in the 96th percentile for expected assists per 90, and his progressive carries and successful dribbles per 90 are higher than the likes of Garnacho, Güler, and Jamal Musiala. Now, keep this in mind. We already know Jamal Musiala and Jude Bellingham are world-class talents. Lamine Yamal is already surpassing them whilst doing his maths homework that's due Friday morning.
Okay, mids, we understand he's the best of all of the youngsters. Well, surely he can't be the best player in the world.
Okay, so let's break this out even further. Let's break this out to all ages and let's focus predominantly on La Liga this season. Lamine Yamal is top 5 for assists, top 10 for shot creating actions, and he's top 3 dribblers in the entire league at 17 years of age. Now, this isn't just some random farmer's market where there's part-time footballers and it's not really that great standard. We're talking about a league that consists of dribblers such as Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, Nico Williams, Isco, Bryce Mendes, and these so many players of great quality, and he's far, far ahead. Even if he wasn't 17 years of age, we're talking about a player that is putting up elite numbers, and there's even elite underlying numbers too. Now, this isn't generational. He's not a generational talent. This is hands down alien-like stuff. Dare I even say he's doing things that Messi and Ronaldo at his age weren't even doing. So let's actually ask ourselves this question. Let's ask ourselves the question that nobody really wants to answer or nobody's really taking seriously. Is Lamine Yamal the best player in football right now? Now look, football isn't just limited to who scores the most amount of goals, who collects the most trophies at the end of the day. It's about impact. It's about magical moments. It's about joy and having fun on that football pitch. And most importantly, it's about entertaining fans week in, week out. And unfortunately, no one in football right now brings the same level of joy, consistency, impact, clutch moments, and just entertainment on the football pitch like Lamine Yamal does. In a season where some of football's biggest names have been injured or underperforming or just simply not shining as brightly as they used to, Lamine Yamal has lit the torch. And he's not even lighting the torch for someone else. He's lit the torch and he's carrying it himself. He's carried Barcelona through some of their toughest periods and is already one of the most important players in that club. And he's only 17. Let's let that sink in. He's only 17. When he turns 23, when he turns 25, in fact, when he even turns 21, what type of player are we going to be looking at? When he's 30, in 10 years' time, he's going to be 27, hitting his prime. That's usually when players start to enter their prime and see the best of themselves. So what is he even going to look like? What is he going to be doing? What is he going to be achieving, or what has he already achieved by the age of 27? It's actually frightening. So is Lamine Yamal the best football player in the world right now? Maybe, maybe not. But there's one thing for sure. He is definitely the most exciting talent to watch in football right now. And you know what? With football, sometimes that's what matters most. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me for this breakdown. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll be interested to see, do you think the same as me? Do you think Lamine Yamal is one of the best? Or do you think I'm over-exaggerating? Do you think I'm overreaching and ultimately it's a bit of a stretch? Also, let me know, do you think he'll win the Ballon d'Or before he's even 21? I mean, like, it's a stretch. No one's really done that before. He could be the first. If you're falling in love with how Lamine Yamal plays football this season, make sure you drop a like. Absolutely smash that like button, guys. And don't forget to subscribe to join MB United, where I'll be doing more of these videos that are breaking down some of the best players in the world and best leagues in the world too. So stay tuned for that. Now, if you enjoyed this breakdown, there's going to be a video popping up on here. I think you should watch this. I think you guys will enjoy this video just as much as you enjoy this one, if not more. So make sure you watch that. And until next time, keep it real. And I'll see you when I see you. In a bit.